The crying started on a Tuesday. At first, Leo assumed his new neighbors had a baby. The walls in his apartment were thin, and the sound, a high, reedy wail, was faint enough to be just a distant annoyance. He'd turn up his television and forget about it. But the crying grew more persistent, always starting around 3 a.m. It was a weak, desperate sound that scraped at the edges of his sleep. After a week of it, concern began to replace his irritation. He'd never seen a couple, let alone a baby, coming or going from apartment 7B. The only person he'd ever seen was a quiet, elderly woman who always hurried past with her head down. One morning, after a particularly bad night, he saw her in the hallway. "Excuse me," he said, trying to sound friendly. "I don't mean to bother you, but your baby. It sounds like it's in distress every night. Is everything okay?" The old woman looked at him, her face a pale mask of confusion. "My baby?" she whispered, her voice like dry leaves. "Oh no, you must be mistaken. I live alone, my children are grown and gone." She gave him a small, unsettling smile and shuffled away. That night, Leo lay awake, listening. Silence, a profound, unnerving silence. He felt a sliver of relief, thinking he had somehow imagined it all. He was just about to drift off when the crying started again. Only this time it wasn't coming from next door. It was coming from inside his apartment. Leo shot upright in bed, his blood turning to ice. The wailing was coming from his living room, just beyond his bedroom door. It was the same weak, miserable cry, but now it was sharp, immediate. He grabbed the heavy mag light from his nightstand and crept out of bed. His heart hammered against his ribs as he slowly pulled his bedroom door open. The crying stopped. The living room was empty, bathed in the sickly orange glow of the streetlights outside. He checked everywhere, the closets, behind the sofa, even the kitchen cabinets. Nothing. Shaken, he went back to bed, leaving the light on. He told himself it was a trick of the acoustics, a pipe, the wind. Then he heard it again. It wasn't crying this time. It was a soft, wet, scrabbling sound, and it was coming from directly under his bed. He froze, every muscle tensed. The sound was followed by a whisper. It was a tiny, gurgling voice that mimicked a baby's first attempt at speech. But the words it formed were ancient and clear. "I'm so hungry," it whispered. "And your bones look so warm."